Even when you have command of a significant nation economy, the state's military, and people, you still risk being attacked or killed somewhere in the world. That's why governments provide round-the-clock protection for their leaders and keep an eye out for any signs of trouble, with a little heavier emphasis on security for the world's top 6 leaders. Welcome to Luxury Wire, where you get a glimpse of how the world of billionaires work. Let's jump straight into the video. Sixth on our list is Mohammed bin Salman. The Saudi heir to the throne has a net wealth of approximately $13 billion, which he must guard carefully. Mohammed bin Salman is one of the most influential people in the Arab world since he symbolizes the Saudi government's revitalization. Many people want to kill any Saudi royal, notably Mohammed bin Salman. This is because of the royal family's alleged involvement in the brutal murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. To his credit, Salman has modernized the Saudi armed forces extensively since taking office as defense minister. Armed with the knowledge of the state's secret agencies and the power of the country's armed forces, he created a personal army to protect himself from outside threats. For this reason, the 1,000-strong security surrounding Mohammed bin Salman includes highly skilled soldiers and a cybersecurity group. Since the Saudi prince began hiring 1,800 new police officers 2 years ago, his security team has grown even more prominent. Mohammed bin Salman, the man in charge of Saudi Arabia's vast military budget, has done a lot to modernize the country's military equipment in 2019. He spent over $20 billion on high-quality rifles and artillery for the country's army. Coming in at number 5 is Queen Elizabeth II of England. The Queen of the United Kingdom is 95 years old and faces many dangers from inside and outside the country. Being the Queen of England requires more than just a penchant for bizarre headwear and timeless elegance. The fact that she presides over one of the world's wealthiest families has earned herself some powerful opponents. This resulted from making tough decisions that risked the charming woman with the crown over the years. Queen Elizabeth II's security is among the best in the world. They combine elite soldiers with some of the world's top spies. Even James Bond would be hard-pressed to hold his stance against them. Rarely do we get to see the Queen in all her glory, right? The Queen's Guard is a detachment of Her Majesty's bodyguards who operate largely covertly and blend in with the crowd. This is meant to give the impression that the monarch is constantly present and accessible to her subjects. They are regularly seen and heard patrolling palaces and Windsor Manors with the cry, "Make way for the Queen's Guard!" They're known for always going, no matter what happens. The Queen and the royal family can always rely on assistance from the police and the MI6 special services to investigate potential threats. They always have a backup plan if anything goes wrong. At number 4, we have His Holiness the Pope. Suppose you learn that the tiniest world leader had the most significant security detail. In that case, you might assume he was a paranoid nut. However, as the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope is perhaps among the most significant people on Earth. Although the Pope is often held up as an example of friendly relations, and though one may question who would be so eager to assassinate the guy who addresses his subjects from a balcony, there have been several attempts on his life. One of them shot Pope John Paul II 4 times in 1981. He survived despite overwhelming odds. The Pope probably knew a lot of people in high places. The Swiss Guard, dressed ceremonially, is the bulk of the Pope's security detail. The uniform of the Guard have not changed since its founding in 1506. They are more at home at a Renaissance festival than as the bodyguards of the world's most powerful person. However, do not assign value to people based on their appearance. Only the most capable fighters are accepted into the Swiss Guard, making it one of the deadliest security groups in the world. As such, it is the most historically significant. Never disbanding Swiss armed forces are made up of highly trained men between the ages of 19 and 30. Equal rights for men and women are not a central doctrine of Catholic teaching. There is a strict procedure in place that forbids women from entering the Guard. Though the precise sum is a well-guarded secret, you should avoid picking a fight with them for this exact reason. Moving on, we have Kim Jong-Un. Without a doubt, Kim is the most ruthless dictator in the world right now. Kim's uncle was sent to be eaten by ravenous wolves, thus it would be best for everyone if someone cut his pulse. The leader of North Korea is well aware of this, so he employs various strategies to remain a problem for all parties involved. Kim's security team members who run beside his car are always easy to spot. These fighters have taken an oath of death for Kim's security and are highly trained martial artists. Recruits must undergo a rigorous screening process and extensive training before they are allowed to die for their master. They also cannot be taller than Kim Jong-un, who is noticeably shorter than the average person. If North Korea's leader is killed in flight, which might lead to a nuclear war, he takes 2 fake planes with him. According to reports, Kim could always count on a personal guard of 90,000 soldiers, a number that would be enough to overwhelm the armies of many modern states. On number 2 is Joe Biden. For the past half-century, since John F. Kennedy was killed in office, the United States government has spared no expense to ensure the president's protection is optimal. The United States Secret Service, charged with protecting the president, has an annual budget of around $2.3 billion and employs more than 700 people. It also maintains a large, heavily armed police force that secures events and clears paths for President Joe Biden to access these events. Involvement with the United States Secret Service ensures the President of the United States of America's safety. The CIA also works covertly to prevent any possible attackers from ever reaching President Biden. The Air Force can supply the president with a bulletproof car, a secure helicopter, and one of the safest planes in the world. And to wrap up this list for today, we have Vladimir Putin, whose bodyguards are genuinely one of a kind. Putin's private army is the result of significant investment by the former KGB agent who helped create the organization. When he isn't holed up in his Euro bunker, the Russian president is protected by a team of around 3,000 soldiers. It's common knowledge that Putin provides his security personnel with lavish housing, salaries, and other perks because he has many enemies. During a diplomatic trip, Putin's security must do several crucial things, such as examining and guarding every hotel room and event where the president will be and sampling every meal he eats. Putin's security comprises armored cars, drones, and a psychological security team that can determine if anyone in the crowd harbors ill intent. Putin's residence is directly connected to the Kremlin, the heart of the Russian government, via a private route, making a chance contact with him unlikely without extensive screening and protection. These heads of state enjoy the highest level of security available, which, of course, they rightfully deserved. Now, if you like this video, you might also be interested in other content we have here at Luxury Wire. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and until then, take care and we'll see you next time.